Hello everyone, this is HESKS here, back to some more StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm. Well, it's 1v1 action. Obviously, it is going to be a TvZ between E.G. Stephano down the bottom left side, and his opponent up in the top right side is going to be Dayshi. Now, if you missed game number 1, this is game number 2. If you missed game number 1, go check it out. It shows you just how equally matched these two players are. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I will spoil it for you in the next 10 seconds. So if you haven't watched it, you better go watch it right now, because I'm going to spoil it. Now, I don't know if on this version of the map it is force cross spawns or not, but we will just assume that it is. We have an Overlord guy moving out kind of diagonally. I think he's not going straight to the base because he's hoping to catch any sort of proxy if that was the case. But for now, I'm going to spoil it for you. In that last game, a very close nail-biting game. Not that you guys should bite nails. That's really bad for you. But I guess, is it bad for you? It is kind of gross. It is kind of gross. I doubt you washed your hands before you did that. But either way, actually, I want to talk about it in a second. Either way, a very close game between those two players. Stephano coming out with a narrow lead, but it was down to the wire. Neither player was really mining. There was only a couple of Hydralisks left on the field. Stephano able to make that work. But as far as nail biting, we're going to talk about that for just a second. I used to be really bad about biting my nails until I got a pocket knife that I always have with me. And anytime I get an urge to bite my nails, you just cut the nail off. Boom! That is the secret, guys. That is the secret to stopping nail biting. I haven't bitten my nails in like 2 years. I'm so proud. But either way, we do have the drone going to be scouting around. And it does, to clarify, it's a Swiss Army knife, so it's got the little scissors on there. That is the key. Not normal nail clippers. They are not as satisfying. Trust me, I did scientific studies on this in college. No, I didn't, but I'm going to say that I did. Either way, we are going to be having expansion once again. I assume it's going to be just a Rax expand. One Rax expand, completely standard there. That SCV thinking he's so smart, mining a couple minerals before throwing down in the command center. And Stephano going to be working on his spawning pool after hatchery. No surprise here. This is the standard de facto build, which really, I don't know exactly when this started becoming the standard build. It's been a long time, though. Terran players, you can go into a ZVT and almost guaranteed expect this. That's why you'll see a lot of Terran players expand command center first. That's why you'll see a lot of Terran players go for just a one Rax expand or some sort of other macro play. Or you could go for a one base play, but we just don't see that nearly as much anymore because, you know, we've started to learn that, you know, players practice the early game a lot, so they're very good at holding off the majority of early game rushes just because they've practiced against it since, like, the game itself came out. And remember, every single game of StarCraft 2 you play has an early game. Not every game of StarCraft 2 you play has a mid and late game. So most practice there. It is where the players are most comfortable for the most part, especially at the pro level. But either way, this game looking about as standard as it gets. I mean, with the hatchery expand, of course we have the spawning pool down. I should be having double queen. Yes, we do. Gas should be going down at the expansions pretty soon. There's that double gas once again that we saw from Stephano in the previous games. We'll see, does Dayshi go for his double gas? No. He is going to be changing it up just a little bit as he does have just one gas. And this time he's going to be going for a third command center already, so a big macro play out of Dayshi. Going to be rolling in units in about 4 to 5 minutes here. So it's going to be up to Stephano to either expand himself, work on some sort of cool tech that can hurt his opponent, or try and win, which is a big power play in the mid game. We'll see exactly how Stephano reacts right now because our Terran player Dayshi, he's already put his cards out on the table. Not really put them out on the table. He kind of set them on the table but turned upside down, where as soon as Stephano scouts, he's going to know what's going on, which is a huge macro play. And really, if he scouts the main base and sees no gas, or he sees obviously the third command center, or he scouts the expansion, doesn't see a lot of workers there, he should know that it's going to be an early base right now. That's exactly what Stephano, that's the information he doesn't know that he needs to know. It does have an Overlord right here. I think spotting this gas here. That gas is not going to be taken for an extremely long time. Kind of surprised to see Stephano not really have another Overlord kind of over here to be able to scout that main base. He's actually playing a little bit in the dark. Dayshi now, like we were saying, 4 to 5 minutes, going to be rolling in units. Well, we're about halfway there as he does have double barracks on the way. He just finished a reactor for that factory. That's going to be a lot of units pumping out there. There's going to be the creep shot for Stephano, though, as he does have those 2 extra queens. He himself does have that third base on the way. Really, Stephano's playing basically the same game we saw last time. He does have a Baneling Nest this time, though. A very interesting choice, considering that you don't see Banelings used all that often this early. However, Baneling can be quite good in the hands of someone who knows how to micro, keep them split up, and keep them attacking from multiple directions. Now, we are going to be seeing more of a bio play out of Dayshi, and again, it kind of all throws back to how late he got this second gas. To me, it tells, hey, it's going to be a bio play. Really don't have enough gas for anything else. We are going to be having double reactor. Tech lab is done, and the reactor on the factory is done as well. Stephano might actually be going for some sort of Baneling timing here. I actually don't think this is a great idea because it just seems so late. The Ling's got to be on the way. He might here be hoping for just Mass Marine or something like that, really hoping the Baneling bust is going to work out. However, with Dayshi slowly walling in his natural, that is just one more obstacle for those Banelings to have to get around. I don't know if exactly this is going to work for Stephano, and normally you don't see Stephano be this aggressive. I mean, look how many Zerglings he's made. Overall, he has 36 Lings with 24 more on the way. He is hoping for a swift victory right here. He's hoping that Dayshi does not react accordingly, although unfortunately he miscalculated this slightly. Is going to have to put a third supply depot behind here, which means Banelings rolling in right here could detonate and do massive, massive damage. We'll have to wait and see, though. These Hellions over here, though, might get surrounded. Dayshi needs to micro them as best he possibly can, and will do a decent job at that. Jukes them down to the south. Looks like the Hellion up to the north may get taken out, but either way, doesn't lose all of them and manages to get a couple more shots off. The angle here for Dayshi is absurd. He is going to win that battle. Even though those Lings used to be spread out, well, they're not anymore. It looks like these Banelings now kind of hoping for the reinforcements, but it's not going to quite happen here. I think Dayshi may have spotted those with his Hellions if he was paying attention. I don't think he saw it, though. The Baneling's going to be hanging out over here. They're feeling a little vulnerable, a little awkward and vulnerable right now without the backup of these Lings. And you can see Dayshi realizing all of a sudden that there's something iffy going on here. Why are there so many Lings on the field? Dayshi backing up the remainder of his units, using his Hellions here to still kill off big groups. Zerglings 11 kills, 1 kill, 12 kills, and 2 kills. Baneling's trying to roll in, but oh my god, these Hellions just almost unstoppable. They'll eventually go down, but they've done so much damage that it doesn't even matter. Twice the units killed overall in the resources tab there for Stephano. So Stephano trying to be aggressive. It is not working. He's going to have to expand on the back of this. I mean, he's still just making Zerglings and Banelings, but Dayshi has already shown us that, hey, that is not going to be enough. You're going to have to do much, much bigger than that. And he is actually going to be throwing down additional bunkers here as well. I feel like Dayshi, though, is going to be just fine because there's not these streaming reinforcements that you need right now. Looks like the Baneling's going to go ahead and bust down the supply depot wall. If the angle is good, we'll be able to kill off lots of depots. He does manage to get those. But where are the reinforcing Lings? They're not quite here yet. Oh my god, are these depots actually going to get down? Yes, they are. Dayshi has done it. Stephano still trying to power these Lings, still trying to power the Banelings, but he is going to have a backup plan, which is going to be macro, macro, macro. He does have the 6 now, a lot more drones with that on the way, as some of them just spawned in the midst of that. Creep Tumor's on the way, finally going to be getting his lair tech, so he is worried about his macro. I mean, look at this, 1-1's done, 2-2 is on the way. Banelings here once again taking out more and more depots, but again, I don't really know if that's worth it. I mean, Banelings for depots, if it is supply blocking Dayshi, maybe, but nowhere near that. Look at how many extra supply depots Dayshi actually has here. So I really don't know what Stephano can do here. I think making more and more Zerglings may not be a viable option because right now he can use these Lings to deny the bases and secure his own bases. I think going for a 4th base is going to be ideal, but he's just now starting the 1-1, and the problem is that if he starts his 4th base, the 2-2 for Dayshi will be done right around when that expansion would be going up. He can push out, kill off the 4th, kill off the army, and just steamroll to a victory from there. So Stephano has to make the very, very wise decisions here. He does not have any units that he can throw away and needs to make sure that he is reacting accordingly to exactly what he's going to be seeing coming out. Now, Stephano's creep spread, all things considered, is pretty darn good considering how many units he's actually lost so far in this game. So he's been focusing on trying to micro them. Unfortunately for him, unsuccessfully. But one thing about this map is there are like 6 different ways you have to send creep. There is one way up to the north right here, which is where those are going. There's another way over here, so that's 2. Then you have to go through the middle, which is 3 and 4. Different paths there. Then 5 right here this way, and then 6 if you want to kind of come down to this angle. Lots of different areas to spread creep, and Stephano needs to make sure that he does that as best he possibly can. This one's going to get taken out, though, which he doesn't want his creep thread dying, and he needs to continue with this. Notice how when you cancel those, though, you can go ahead and rebuild them as long as you cancel them before they're done building. Looks like the Hellions will get taken out. A nice victory for Stephano. but I still don't know if that's actually enough to make up for what he's lost. This will give him some insane map control, but in the midst of all that, Dayshi has secured a third base. And on this map, given the fact that Daishi's already in the lead, given the fact that he has a not only a supply advantage, but he also has the upgrade and soon-to-be tech advantage, the fact that he has a third on the back of that means just one more thing putting him that much closer to victory here. Stephano's got to try and win with pure Ling right now. I mean, it's affordable, it's easy to micro, and very, very fast, so you can deal with drops and things like that. But the problem is they're kind of like Mutalisks, where if you don't have anything to back them up, they're very fast, they're good at counterattacking, but in a straight-on fight versus Hellbats, Marines with 2-2 and stim and combat shields, it's going to be a tough fight. It looks like Dayshi Game moving forward. There's the big scan. We'll be able to clean up all these creep tumors, pushing him as far back as possible. Might actually throw down another scan here. This is a money scan right there to be able to clean out all those creep tumors. So Dayshi showing us, you know what, I'm going to make this a series. I'm not going to let Stephano take me 2-1. Or 2-0, excuse me, as this is game number 2, but it does look like he's going to be pushing forward here. And Dayshi, again, he's just saying, no, I'm not going to let Stephano get an easy victory here. So I think Dayshi might actually have this game. I mean, it's 188 supply to only 126 for Stephano. Stephano does not have a fourth base. All he can make is Zergling Baneling and hope for huge Baneling detonations. That's going to be the only way. And, you know, the more Hellions or more Hellbats there are, the more Marauders there are, it's much more difficult to get spot-on hits with those Banelings just because there's so much HP. It doesn't become cost-effective. The Infestors are now out, though. Do they have enough energy now for fungal growth? Yes, they do. How many of them are actually on the field, though? Only 2, with 0 more on the way. We also are going to be having an Ultralisk Cavern here, which, I mean, off 3 base, you simply can't afford to produce that many Ultras here. And Stephano's not doing it because he's bad. He's doing it because he's behind. Now might actually be the perfect time to engage. Half the army was separated there. Stephano, not realizing it, though, is going to go ahead and fall back to home base. But if he does not get the perfect engagement, this is going to be a sick concave. Banelings do get some nice hits in. The fungal's good as well. Stephano kind of winning on the right side. But guess what? It's the left side. That's the problem. The hatchery goes down. The drone's trying to evacuate. The fourth base does not get canceled, and there's the GG. Stephano realizing that he is about 100 supply behind. A little bit less than that, but either way, he was behind for a very, very long time there, and it all comes back to Stephano trying to make it happen with those Banelings, but nothing really ever coming of it, and that means that we are tied 1-1. So is my flub of accidentally saying Dayshi is going to win 2-1, will that come true? Or is Stephano going to be able to sweep through by the skin of his teeth with a 2-1 victory himself? This is a best of 3. We'll find out in game number 3. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.